Hey guys, quick update for Thursday, November 21st. So another wild day in the markets. We had right out of the gate. This is a 5-minute chart of SPX. A big flush, and then in the first 10 minutes, and then a pretty decent recovery bounce, and then another flush below lows of day, and then another big recovery bounce, and then another big flush below lows of day, and then a recovery bounce that kept recovering and kept going up and kept going up and kept going up. So pretty wild price action on my British Iron Condors. After that first 10 minutes, I turned those off so they didn't even fire, and I waited just until my afternoon tranches fired. So I ended up doing pretty well on those. But this would have wreaked havoc on those and a lot of different things because there's just absolutely no direction. But I got lucky and avoided those morning shenanigans. But the trade I want to talk to you about is, so when price started to kind of consolidate in this area, I put on an iron fly just in anticipation that we would potentially continue to consolidate, and then I would just scale out as I hit different profit targets. And so this was the position I put on. I put it on with 5 lots. I got filled at a 1075 credit. And as you can see, after I got in, price just kind of traded sideways for a little bit, but it just kind of kept grinding higher and higher. And then we hit new highs of day, and it just kind of held there and held there. So this was actually trading way up here. I mean, it was trading right around my break-even point for, it felt like forever. And so my intent was to, take some off as I hit some profits. It finally started to roll over, and when we got a couple of little down moves, price kind of came back right into this area, and I ended up closing 3 of the 5 out for $775. So I booked 300 per lot, so booked about 900. So I had 2 left, and obviously in hindsight, I mean, this thing almost pinned, so I should have held, right? Should have held them all. But we don't trade in hindsight because that's not how real life works. But what I did do is one of the things that we teach are some different I call them transformer spreads, where you start with one thing and then you transform it, remove all the risk, and turn it into a completely different trade. And so what I did here is, so I had this on, price started coming down, and so what I did is I bought this spread against it and turned it into this. So essentially what that gave me was it took away all the risk. In fact, the worst case scenario, I was going to let it expire. I did let it expire. Worst case scenario is I would make 440 if it landed anywhere in here or here. If it landed in here, I could book more, or if it pushed above 59.75 would be the kind of the max profit. But anyway, price settled in right here at 59.4871. So right in here. So I ended up making about almost $1,200 because it price landed right here, pretty close to the very peak. 50 would have been the peak, closed at 48.71, so pretty close. And so I booked 900 on the other part, and then another 1,200 here. So it ended up being, a pretty nice trade. But this isn't like the mechanics of what I did here is not a strategy that I just do all the time by any means. But part of what we teach in our Transformers class is how to understand how the different spreads work and how you can transform them to remove the risk and still give yourself a shot at a really nice profit, which is exactly what I did here. So there's a lot of different variations of how you can do things like this, but it really helps to understand how the option spreads are built and how different spreads in combination with those can create a scenario where you have zero risk and a shot at a really nice profit. So cool little trade that I did in our live stream during Power Hour. So anyway, that was my day. Also booked some profits on some calendars. I did have a Wooga trade that ended up slight loser, just out that last little push down kind of pushed it right out of bounds. So a little loser there. But overall, good day. Friday is tomorrow, last day of the week. Hope everybody has a good day. Talk to you soon.